For our next story, I want to first ask you this question. What is your go-to comfort food? Most people perhaps would say junk food, like instant noodles, burgers, chips. But did you know that some of these food items are as harmful for your health as smoking a cigarette? Well, ultra-processed foods are just as dangerous. According to nutritional scientist Professor Carlos Monteiro of the University of Sao Paulo, these foods should be heavily taxed due to their impact on health and mortality. Professor Monteiro, who first coined the term ultra-processed foods, says that these foods are displacing healthy diets all over the world. People seem to ignore the growing evidence of the risks associated with these types of food. And he suggests that they should be sold with tobacco-style warnings. Tobacco-style warnings. But what exactly are ultra-processed foods, you ask? Now, we know what unprocessed and processed foods are, but what classifies as ultra-processed? Ultra-processed foods have been linked to concerning health risks. They are heavily processed, often containing a long list of ingredients like added sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial colors, preservatives. Examples of ultra-processed foods include frozen meals, sugary drinks, packaged snacks, and many fast food items. Some ultra-processed foods that we consume daily without realizing include sugary cereals, instant oatmeal packets, breakfast pastries, pre-made breakfast sandwiches, potato chips, cookies, candy bars, energy bars, instant noodles. Additionally, sugary sodas, carbonated drinks, artificially flavored juices, fruit-flavored yogurt are also considered to be ultra-processed. And the list does not end there, by the way. What we're about to tell you next may even break your heart. Ice cream is also categorized as ultra-processed food. Studies, in fact, have shown that ultra-processed foods have a negative impact on both our physical and our mental well-being. They are convenient, often shelf-stable items, but they potentially increase the risk of a variety of health problems. In the UK and the US, more than half the average diet now consists of ultra-processed food. For some, especially people who are poorer or from disadvantaged areas, a diet consisting of 80% ultra-processed food is typical. In February this year, the world's largest review of its kind found that ultra-processed food were directly linked to 32 harmful effects to health. 32 harmful effects, including a higher risk of heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, adverse mental health, and early death. Professor Monteiro and his colleagues first used the phrase ultra-processed food some 15 years ago. He and his team were designing the food classification system NOVA. This basically assesses not only the nutritional content, but also the processes that the food undergoes before it is consumed. Speaking to a British media outlet, Professor Monteiro expressed concern about the impact that ultra-processed food was having on human health. He stated that studies and reviews were no longer sufficient to warn the public of the health hazards. He has raised the alarm that health campaigns are required, similar to those against tobacco, to curb the dangers of ultra-processed food. He stressed how bad such food items are to one's health. Furthermore, he suggested that even advertisements for ultra-processed food should be banned or heavily restricted. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.